It's frequently said that Colombian Spanish is the world's best Spanish dialect, and therefore you should learn it. But is this true? First, you need to know why bother to learn Spanish in the first place. More than 5 million people speak Spanish as a first language around the world, and Spanish is the second language spoken for more than 75 million people. Spanish is spoken in 20 countries, and you can travel to a Spanish speaking country and really get to know the culture. It will boost your employment prospects and volunteering opportunities. Being able to speak Spanish actually enhance your resume and can open business opportunities. But what should you learn Colombian Spanish specifically? The first reason is its origin. Before the Spanish colonization brought the Spanish to Colombia in 1499, pre-Columbian native nation languages such as Chibcha or Quimbaya were spoken in the region. Over the last 500 years, Colombian Spanish has evolved differently to the Spanish spoken in Europe. You will recognize Spaniards by the lips in their speech. For example, with the word beer, they pronounce this word cerveza, whereas we in Colombia we pronounce cerveza. Colombian Spanish is a grouping of the variety of Spanish spoken in Colombia. The term is more geographical than linguistic relevance, since the dialects spoken in the various regions of Colombia are quite diverse. For other Latin Americans, Colombian Spanish represents a superior form which is more refined, more classical than the ones they actually speak. The Colombian Spanish dialect came to be that way because the Colombian capital of Bogota, even as a Spanish colony, was an important viceroyalty, important enough to acquire its own university for higher learning as well as other cultural and religious institutions. This means the arrival of clerics, academics, and administrators from Spain, many of whom spoke an educated variety of Spanish. This was important and influential in the development of the Colombian Spanish dialect. An educated speech of Colombian Spanish, a generally conservative variety of Spanish, has a high popular prestige among Spanish speakers throughout the world. The second reason why you should learn Colombian Spanish is its location. Colombia is known as the getaway of South America. It is located in the northwest part of the continent and connects South America with North America. So it has had a lot of influence over thousands of years from people traveling around any of these parts of the continent. Since the colonization period, Colombia was an important point of arrival for immigrants coming to South America. For instance, Spanish and African, and later, during 19th century and 20th centuries, immigrants from the Middle East arrived in the country. These immigrants and their descendants settled in Colombia, creating a unique culture and a Spanish language easy to understand for everybody living in the region and travelers coming from different parts of the world. The third reason why you should learn Colombian Spanish is its population. Colombia has around 50 million people, which means that after Mexico, it has the highest number of native Spanish speakers in the world. This is great for you because if you are learning Spanish, you will meet plenty of Colombians to talk to and to interact with. Also, most of the people don't speak much English. You might find people who speak very good English in big cities, in touristic places, or in hotels and hostels. However, when going to restaurants, when taking a taxi or a bus, or when visiting small towns, finding people that speak English may be difficult. And since you will be forced to practice, you will learn to speak Spanish faster. The fourth reason you should learn Colombian Spanish is the accent. It is often said that Colombians speak one of the most neutral forms of Spanish in the world. When we say neutral, it doesn't mean we don't have an accent. We do have an accent, but it is undeniable a pleasant one.
What do you feel? I don't tell me you don't feel anything.
So, if you learn Colombian Spanish, you will not only pick up a beautiful and understandable accent, but you easily communicate with other native Spanish speakers. Although there are many accents, dialects, slangs, and expressions in Colombia, Colombian people tend to speak slowly and clearly. Even with only a limited knowledge of the language, you will have much better chance of understanding a conversation with Colombians than you will with Spaniards or Chileans, for instance. The fifth reason you should learn Colombian Spanish is its people. Colombians are some of the most polite, friendly, and affectionate people you will ever come across. This is why they are always nice when communicating with others, especially with foreigners. So, if you are trying to grasp what they are saying or if you are learning a bit of slang, they will always be willing to help and politely correct you if you make a mistake. In fact, they love when foreigners are trying to speak Spanish, so they will be friendly and patient, or slow down even more their talking speak so you can understand it all clearly. Even if you just manage to say hola, they will tell you that you are doing great, which is always a nice boost for you and for your learning process. In addition, if they need to address you for something in particular or are simply interested in knowing about you or your family, they will always ask in a nice way. When you travel or live in Colombia, don't be surprised by being invited to friends and family gatherings. Even if you just have met them one day ago or even a few hours ago, this is pretty normal. There is no better way to experience a country than by talking to its people. That is why every day more people have decided to visit Colombia. I hope these 5 reasons motivate you in your journey to speak Colombian Spanish and in your plans to go to Colombia.